Hi friends, welcome to Arcadian Revival. I'm Bethany, and after years of dreaming, planning, and a lot of hard work to make this a reality, Arcadian Revival Studio, after a long time in the works, is finally here. We cannot wait to bring you with us behind the scenes to share with you what we've been up to and what is on our minds. We have known since early 2021 that we wanted to start this next chapter of Arcadian Revival with you during Earth Month. It's a time where we have the chance to take a step back, to look at the world with fresh eyes, and to think about how we want to approach life during the season of new. Over the past few years and the past 6 months, you have seen the physical buildup of this studio space that we have dropped hints about, sharing more content with you soon. All of the studio work that has been this entire level of our home, and I will eventually take you through all of these spaces. We're so excited that we now get to bring you behind the scenes to share all of this with you and to share with you what has been on our minds. We've invested deeply here, not just into the time and the materials, but into the purpose behind it. And Arcadian Revival has always been about creating a home that is full of love and warmth and intention and connectivity and of bringing beauty alive. And we now get to open the door and invite you in. I wanted to talk a little about what do we do in this space. This is where I do all of my interior design work. So I lay all my client samples out on this island table in front of you. It's also where all of my creative endeavors come to life, whether it be a piece of botanical artwork, pressed floral work that I'm working on, a hand-drawn keepsake of some sort. A lot of the painting and drawing inspiration comes from different antiques that have been passed down through my family, and we have quite a few. In particular, we have dozens of books from the 19th and early 20th centuries that have inspired a lot of the work that I've created so far. Fun fact, they've also inspired the logo and the font and some of the botanical details in the Arcadian Revival logo. And when I look around and I think about it, there are so many different projects we've already been able to bring to life, whether it be a custom piece of furniture designed for a client or another custom textile project. All of the creative ideas and processes and the logistics to make those things happen have come largely out of this space. I think about the dried flowers, the custom doors, things that I am excited to take you on a tour of on a future episode. But I think about how these things were chosen not just for how they look, but for how they feel, because I believe that home is not just about creating something beautiful, it is about creating something meaningful, and that is one of the things that I'm excited to share more with you on in this YouTube channel. So as we step into this new chapter, we will be sharing more with all of you on what inspires us, whether it be interior design or gardening or seasonal cooking with fresh local ingredients, being outdoors, and just the thoughtfulness of seasonal living and its rhythms in and of itself. I remember sitting in our apartment in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, looking out the window at the Brooklyn skyline and toward the Brooklyn Navy Yard, and thinking through the logistics of how I could possibly ever have a creative space in the city, what that would look like with a young family. And I'm so glad that we landed here, somewhere where our kids can wake up and walk outside barefoot into the grass and into the gardens and be more fully connected with nature. And I think I knew in that moment of thinking about how I was going to enter this creative phase of my life that I had so wanted to do, I knew that creating this space to share with you today had to happen one day. And so at its core, this space is not just about the things that we create, although we'll talk about plenty of that. It's about how we connect to one another, how we connect to our homes, to our communities, how we even connect to the land beneath our feet. And that is really what Arcadian Revival has always been about. And with that, I will finally share with you what I've been putting the finishing touches on here today. I've been making seasonal springtime ornaments as keepsakes for our children and for our family who's coming to visit to celebrate spring with us in the coming weeks. I have a C here for Christopher, an N here for my daughter Natalie, with some springtime carrots on the back. So using these as monograms or of something special that reminds you of a certain person, is the most beautiful and dainty little place setting for a springtime gathering. Another option is to hand these out, of course, to your guests as little favors, but just pull some buds. It can be from any type of tree, just something that feels fresh wherever you are, into a vase like this. This one doesn't even have water inside of it. These are magnolia bushes from our property, and it is such an effortless but simple and nature-inspired centerpiece. It looks quite elegant. This is a dried yarrow, and you, I think, can see some of that up here in the corner dried on the entrance to our studio here. The yarrow reminds me of my mom, and so that will be at her table setting. And so with all of that, I wanted to say welcome again all. I'm so glad that you're each here. See you soon.